Hi folks, hope everybody's okay, and God bless you, love to everybody out there, and hope everybody's okay. Don't forget you can get my website, jasonburnspreacher.com. I'm just at Barclays Bank, just looking around at people around. You can get me at jasonburnspreacher.com, you can get me on Facebook, Twitter, you can get my books on Amazon, just type in Jason Burns, Jason Burns Islam, Jason Burns Christianity, Jason Burns, just pick a topic and something will come up. Okay. It's good to be with you. Love to everybody out there. I've just had to dash this morning to the banks with a look a bit tired and a little bit dishevelled. Forgive me. I'm just a bit put out, really. That's why I'm doing this video again. I did a video last night, but I'm pretty put out with Mohammed Hijab, and especially Ijaz. Ahmed. Ijaz Ahmed had a show the other day, and he really put me out, really, because on that show they were talking about me, and Ijaz wouldn't mention my name. Now this isn't about vanity or pride or anything like that, I can assure you. The reason why he wouldn't mention my name is one or two of the Dawa YouTube channels, when they put videos up of me, they don't put Jason Burns, and the reason is they don't want people in their searches to find me, so that they'll end up in my world, where they'll end up on my Twitter, they'll end up on my website, they'll end up reading my books and things, because they don't want the Muslim people to read good stuff that will challenge them, because I'm not doing any kind of silly apologetics. I'm doing professional apologetics, where I'm really putting meat to the bone and exposing their arguments with some research, and so some of the books and booklets that I have out there, they don't want people to read. So basically, if a video of me, they don't want to put my name on it, because of because they don't want people to say, oh, that's Jason Burns, and then search more information about me, and then they'll be led to my website and to tons of good stuff that will help them and expose Islam in a professional apologetic way. So I'm a bit put out by Ijaz Ahmed, because I would have thought him being an Islamic apologist of quite some stature, quite some ability. He's a very able young man. So I'm quite put out that he was kind of using those tactics of, in the discussion with Mohammed Hijab, the only thing he had to say about me is that I look like a child, so he was mocking. And then Mohammed Hijab had to say, no, don't be laughing at him, it's not right. And then he said that fella was different from Bob the Builder, and he wouldn't mention my name. And I just thought that was disingenuous and really disrespectful and unprofessional, really. So I'm not bothered if anybody mentions my name or not, but I am bothered about people being fair, that people can find out information about the other person, so that they can know their arguments and their evidences. Because if it had used my name, and then people Googled it and they went onto my website, they would have been automatically refuted on what they were saying on that show, which was they were implying that I was some kind of Catholic or something, which is ridiculous. Because if you go on my website, it's very clear I'm a Protestant evangelical influenced by the Westminster Confession and influenced by Dr. Martin Lloyd-Jones and Francis Schaeffer. So Ijaz was deliberately misrepresenting me to the Muslim Islamic world, and misrepresenting me in a very disrespectful and disingenuous way. To be fair to Mohammed Hijab, he wasn't like that. He mentioned my name, and he was very respectful. But I still was a little bit upset with Mohammed Hijab, because he still went in that conversation and the implication was that I was contradicting myself, and that I and that I'm not Protestant evangelical. And I felt that wasn't fair. Mohammed Hijab said, well, Jason did make it clear in the debate at the beginning and in the middle what his position was, and I don't want to misrepresent him. But he didn't do that. He was like, oh, the main issue is I'm a big boy, Mohammed Hijab, Bob's a big boy, Jay's a little boy in all this thing, so his views are not that important, which I'm not bothered about in terms of like, I'm really not bothered about big names and things like that. If they're big names, that's fine. I'm just a little name, that's okay. That's not the issue. The issue is being fair and representing people in a fair way and treating people with respect. That's the issue. And it's really important because I represent a view in the UK that there are hundreds of thousands of people that hold to the Protestant evangelical view of the formation of the canon, etc. And that view has a long historical history, and I don't want that view misrepresented or undermined or shoved under the carpet as if it's not representative of many of God's people when it is. So it's very, very serious what Mohammed Hijab and Ijaz have done. They're misrepresenting Protestant evangelicalism, and it's very, very, very serious. And part of the issue with Ijaz is the fact that he wouldn't use my name. Is the insidious wanting to undermine Protestant evangelicalism, because he knows if he'd have mentioned my name, Jason Burns, not that I'm bothered about my name being mentioned generally, but if he'd have mentioned it, maybe many of Muslim youth would think, oh, who's that? And Google, and as soon as they Google, they'll get my website, jasonburnspreacher.com. Oh, well, as soon as they go on it, they'll find out where I stand, and they think, oh, well, Ijaz and Mohammed Hijab and Ijaz were implying that Jason's a Catholic. But it says he's not Catholic, he's Protestant evangelical, and he holds to the Westminster Confession. Oh, and by the way, in the debate, he did mention that, actually. Oh, and this website looks really good. Oh, there's loads of good stuff here. What's all this? Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, they're in my world. Ijaz doesn't want that to happen. And the other thing as well is on the channel where Ijaz appeared, that channel had me there for an academic debate with Aquil, a Muslim apologist. They've never had me since. And they don't really want me because they know that if they debate me, that I will bring scholarly research to defend the faith, and they just don't want it. They just run away from it. So that's why Ijaz wanted to undermine my name and undermine the fact that if they had any intellectual integrity, if Mohammed Hijab was to have intellectual integrity, he was a lot better than Ijaz. He did mention my name. They would have put, oh, well, Jason has resources. Here's a link under our video, jasonburnspreacher.com. Go and have a look at his stuff. You know, they would have done that. When I've made videos about Mohammed Hijab, I've said Mohammed Hijab. When I've made videos about Ijaz, I've said Ijaz Ahmed, so people can Google his name. And I've actually said, go and read Ijaz's writing. Go and have a look at his writing, then go and have a look at what I'm saying. Go and have a look at the sources that I'm giving. So I'm a proper scholar where I properly say to people, I've said go and read Ijaz Ahmed's work. I've never said that fellow and laughed at him because he's small or something like that. I've treated the guy in a respectful way. Okay? I don't think he's a scholar that he thinks he is, but I've not treated him like he's treated me. So I'm just saying to the Muslim community that if what are your debaters afraid of? Why won't they have formal academic debates with me? I did get a contact from Shabi Ali's Ali. He did want to have a discussion with me when he was coming to the UK, but I couldn't. I think I was going to Africa at the time. And he's an honest guy, and he's a much more professional and been doing things along. So it would have been a good opportunity for me. But generally speaking, the people like Hamza and people like these people on the internet that do debates and many other professional Muslim debaters, they don't get in contact, they don't want to debate, and it's basically because they don't want to engage in proper decent scholarship. I had one professional debate with one Muslim apologist, Akwil, and since then the Muslim community and dawah teams around the world don't want to bite, and they don't want to bite because they would rather misrepresent my views, but they won't engage with scholarship in a fair way. Now I'm very busy. I'm going to Africa. I'm going to be the head of a Bible theological seminary in Ghana. I think that Ali Dawa said he's going to be in Africa, in Ghana, and he'd like me to meet him, and would like me to meet him and Mohammed Hijab. I hope that happens. That'd be really nice. But I'm just asking, please don't misrepresent my views, Islamic Dawah teams, and please engage with my scholarship and debate me properly in a formal academic debate if you want clarification. And that goes for Bob the Builder. If you want me and him to come and clarify our views, I'm sure that Bob would, in formal academic debates together. I'm sure that I would stand with Bob to a man, and I'm sure if he wanted to, if he would, we could come together and we could do formal academic debate on a particular topic to clarify any issues together against any Islamic Dawah team. So God bless you, love to all, and see you soon.